Thank you, the University of Electronic Science and Technology of China, for our nearly a decade-long partnership, and for all the guests coming from China, even from US, okay, India, Pakistan, Bhutan, and from different parts of Nepal. So today I am going to speak on relevance of the Southern model of communication for Pan-Himalayan fraternity. For some of you, this Southern current model may be quite familiar because several universities in the world, they have already incorporated it into their curricula, and every year hundreds if not thousands of students study this model and appear for the examinations. And for some of you, maybe it will be a completely new topic. Sadharnikaran is a Sanskrit word, and this word is used in Nepali, Hindi, Bangla, and so many other languages. So I have been working on this model since more than 2 decades. Okay. Very recently, we organized an international seminar on 2 decades of this model. So first of all, I would like to start from this point. Okay, Asia has been center of civilization, we all know, but while the communication discipline was institutionalized, especially after the Second World War, it got more contributions from the US. And okay, obviously they were rooted to Europe. But Asia being inheritor of rich civilization, it can contribute a lot in the field of communication and other disciplines. And there are a lot of scholars who have been working in this area. And one of the famous scholars is Professor Yoshitaka Mike, who teaches in University of Hawaii at Hilo. And he has discussed a total of 17 theories within Asia-centric and Afrocentric communication scholarship. Maybe nearly a dozen are from Asia. He has classified the theories under 3 philosophical categories: Asian ontological worldviews, African and Asian epistemological foundations, and African and Asian axiological parameters. So, Asian communication theories from ontological perspectives, according to Professor Mike, are as follows: Taoist I Ching paradigm and the Chinese harmony theory of communication competence, Buddhist dependent co-arising paradigm and the eight-wind theory of relational communication, Indian theory of silence and communication, and double swing theory of intercultural communication. And then he mentions these as Asian communication theories from epistemological perspective. Hindu theory of 6 ways of knowing in communication, we have Shad Darshana, and Buddhist consciousness only theory of intrapersonal communication. Then Japanese Anglo-Saxon theory of interpersonal communication. The third set is Asian communication theories from axiological perspective, where he includes both Buddhist and Confucian theories of language and communication, Hindu Sadharanikam theory of communication, Gandhian theory of persuasion and social change, and Islamic theories of ethical and ecological communication. Okay, and many scholars, they consider these 3 books as seminal in the field of Asian communication theory. I'm fortunate one of them is my own book. Okay, one is edited by Kincaid, another is edited by Disha Naige, and another my book, Theory and Practice of Communication Development. So, if we see the interrelationship between theories and models, then models are more visualized, more illustrative, and in that domain there are only 2 communication models have been developed from Asia so far. There are so many others working, and one is the Sadharanikam model of communication, which I am going to talk a little bit more, and another is my own model, Vattamimamsa model of communication. Okay, so this is Sadharanikam model of communication. Some of you have might have already seen it, used it. Okay, Sadharanikaran model of communication, it was constructed firstly in 2003 and developed further over the years, is a representation of communication process from Hindu or Bharatvarsha perspective. I have used this word Bharatvarsha purposively. Bharatvarsha includes so many countries like Nepal and India and other countries as well. The diagrammatic model primarily draws on two ancient Sanskrit texts, Natya Shastra by Bharat Muni and Vakya Padya by Bhartrihari. For the scholars studying Sanskrit, these are very prominent texts. So, Sadharanikaran model of communication is systematic description in diagrammatic form of a process of attaining mutual understanding, commonness or oneness among people. It illustrates how the communicating parties interact in a system, which is called the process of Sadharanikaran in especially Sanskrit poetics first, and then it has been brought into the domain of communication. And what is it for? It is for the attainment of Saridaya. Saridaya is the core concept upon which the meaning of Sadharanikaran resides. So, these two words have been used as untranslatable. Everywhere in the world, they will be telling Sadharanikaran, the pronunciations may be different, but Sadharanikaran and Saridaya, these are widely used, and Saridaya is the state of common orientation, commonality, mutual understanding or oneness. For further discussion, I have given some reference here. Communicating parties become Saridayas with the completion of the process of Sadharanikaran. Okay, Sadharanikaran model of communication, as you already saw, includes these elements which I am not going to tell in detail now. The structure of the model is non-linear. It incorporates the notion of two-way communication process resulting in mutual understanding of the communicating party. So the model illustrates how successful communication is possible in Hindu society, where complex hierarchies of castes, languages, cultures and religious practices are prevalent. Saridaya helps those communicating to pervade the unequal relationship prevalent in the society, and the very process of communication is facilitated. So how is this Saridaya learned? Saridaya is learned especially through socialization, culture, and there is another concept, Pratibha, discussed by Bhartrihari, which can be roughly equivalent to intuition. So the interrelationship between the communicating parties is of crucial importance in Sadharanikaran. Here, not the cause of the relationship, but the relationship itself is significant. I think it may be similar even in Chinese context. For instance, the Guru-Shishya relationship is always considered sacred in itself. No one worries what will be the outcome. Okay, there will be outcome, but even without that, the relationship itself is very sacred. And unlike in case of most communication theories and models from the West, this does not emphasize on dominance by the sender. Rather, the model gives equal importance to both the communicating party. The model shows that Avivenjana, which is nearly equivalent to encoding, and Rasaswadana, which is nearly equivalent to decoding, these cannot be translated exactly, okay, are the fundamental activities in communication. In other words, they are decisive junctures in Sadharanikaran, which is communication in our context. So it shows that Hindu perspective on communication emphasizes more on internal or intrapersonal activity. For instance, both the processes of encoding and decoding consist of 4-layer mechanism in its ideal form. Paraprashanti Madhyama Vaikari, Savana Manana Nididhyasana Satsakara. So it may be just 2-layer. Okay. So communication involves more experience within that than objective rationality of the sensory organ. Since I have just 1 minute, I would like not to follow this and so how is it relevant for Pan-Himalayan fraternity? First of all, it is rooted to Hindu and very near to Buddhist philosophy, and this Pan-Himalayan or Trans-Himalaya region, they share Hinduism, Buddhism and common culture. That is why it directly represents them. And another thing, okay, we may be unequal, we may be different in terms of languages, culture, There are similarities, but there are differences as well. But it describes how communication can be successful without such diversities and differences. So, this model has, due to its origin, commonality, and due to its emphasis on solidarity, okay, it can bring people from across the Himalayas and beyond together, and we can be solidarized. Thank you.